Basically, as I said earlier also, there are three aspects of Ashtrapati's work. The first work is essentially establishing the divine presence in all the worlds, and therefore he goes from place to place, subtle matter, the life worlds, mind worlds, then spiritual worlds. He travels through the entire hierarchy of worlds, and in all these places, as the divine incarnate, he'll use his presence behind. In fact, that is the occult adhara which he establishes. Otherwise, the purpose of his traveling is in a certain sense meaningless. And the entire description is to leave the divine presence in all the places there. So it is that divine presence in all the places which becomes a supporting ground for the work of Savitri, who will come later on. Without that adhara, without that support, she cannot do anything. So that is one thing. He has established the adhara in all the cosmic planes for the divine work. The second thing which Ashtrapati does is he has created a new world, but that new world in the spirit, in the transcendent, up there. A new divine world he has created up there in the transcendent. Now, the purpose of the creation is that it is that which should become the prototype, the archetypal creation world, which will precipitate, which will come down, which will manifest upon earth. So unless it is there, nothing will happen here. So therefore he has created that world. Now after having done these two things, the next important step is how to bring down that new world here. And he sees that that is possible only if the Divine Shakti herself takes a mortal birth. Comes here personally, takes the mortal birth and does that kind of a work. Now, it is for that purpose now he is approaching the Divine Mother, the creative consciousness force, that she must send her own power upon earth and carry out this mission of bringing down that new creation upon the earth. So, it is therefore he is approaching the Divine Mother and she is responding to him that, look, I know what you have come here, the purpose of your approaching me and all that, but you seem to be in a hurry. Don't make haste. The evolving time will take care of all these things. Yes, there will be a divine manifestation. Why you are worried about that thing? It will happen and all that sort of a thing. And then she assures him, and in fact she gives the boon also to him. She says, she tells him, she gives a great advice. 89.66. In fact, you can take the earlier two sentences also. My life shall be in thee. She's assuring you, you carry on the work here. And my life shall be in thee, my strength, thy force. Let not the impatient Titan drive thy heart. You are in a hurry, don't be impatient about it. Ask not the imperfect fruit, the partial prize. Only one boon, to greaten thy spirit, demand. So the first, she says, to greaten thy spirit, demand. Only one joy, to raise thy kind, desire. People who are of your nature, of your kind, to raise them up, you ask that boon, I will give that boon. Only one boon, to greaten thy spirit, demand. Only one joy, to raise thy kind desire. So she is very specific about it. About the blind fate and the antagonist powers, Mole stands a high unchanging will. Don't worry about the difficulties here, about antagonism of death and ignorance and all that. Don't worry about that thing because behind them there is the unchanging will. My own will is there. To its omnipotence, live thy worst result. So she is kind of dismissing you. See, all things shall change in God's transfiguring hour. So that is the assurance she gives. You carry on my work, take this boon to greaten thy spirit, so that by things, other things also will get elevated. Unchanging will. To his omnipotence, live thy worst result. Now, in response to that, Ashwapati says, he says very clearly, how long shall I rest content with mortal days? See, I have been seeing this thing through centuries and centuries, ages and ages, yuga, all those things, years and years. How long this mortal ignominy, this death, this suffering, you see, thy glory and beauty of thy rays. Then he says, hard is the doom to which thou binds thy sons. And then later on he says, too little the strength that now with us is born. What can the strength do? It is impossible to deal with the titanic forces, the Asuric forces which are there, with the strength which we have got with us. Too little the strength that now with us is born, too faint the light that steals through nature's lids, too scant the joy with which she buys our pain. And then he makes a very wonderful revelation here later on. 90.24. A power arose out of my slumber's cell. Even his physical, a power arose out of a slumber cell. Abandoning the tardy limb for the hours. This is what we have been telling about the tardy limb of the hour. Abandoning the tardy limb for the hour. And the inconstant blink of mortal sight. There where the thinker sleeps in too much light. And intolerant flame, the lone, all-witnessing eye. In the endless moment of eternity, he saw the timeless, the works of time. That power arose, and this is what it says. And then he says, a giant dance of Shiva to the past. What was coming in the way of this creation, of this manifestation, that Shiva's dance had destroyed that thing. A giant dance of Shiva to the past. There was a thunder of world that fall. Earth was overrun with fire and the roar of death. The Titan's battle cry was in my ear. Alarm and rumor shook the armored night. So this is really the fiery picture he's putting. And then what does he say here? I saw the omnipotence flaming pioneers over the heavenly worlds which turn towards life, come crowding down the amber stairs of birth, forerunners of a divine multitude. Out of the past, the morning star, they came into the little room of mortal life. So he is already seeing these people from above. They are coming down, the flame pioneers ready. And then there is a whole description of these flame pioneers, architects, laborers, messengers, all kind of things which are doing, which will come here and do things here. Same. But basically, what he says here is, I saw the omnipotence flaming pioneer. This is the vision Ashwapati has. Over the heavenly worlds, they are ready to come down here. And why they are ready to come here? Because Shiva has torn the past. Because Shiva has torn the past, therefore they are now rushing towards the coming here. Now these are the flame pioneers. What are these flaming pioneers? Who are these flaming pioneers? These are the beings of the new creation which Ashwapati has established in the transcendent. They are there, they are waiting, they want to come down here, but they are unable to come here. And It is in that context then he says to the Divine Mother, in fact, he gives the entire description of those flame pioneers. Heavy, unchanged, 35. Heavy, unchanged, weigh still the imperfect world. The splendid youth of time has passed and failed. Heavy and long are the years our labor counts, and still the seals are formed upon man's soul, and weary is the ancient mother's heart. Ancient mother, the mother earth, nature, who is working here through eons and eons and all that thing. She has become concerned about the whole matter, you see, that things are not happening. Now, uh, essentially, there is one important point which we have to recognize also here, namely, see, the Divine Mother is telling to Ashwapati, look here, things will be taken care of. All that you should do is ask something by which your spirit is guided, by which the spirit of others is guided. That is enough. But Ashwapati says, no, sorry, I am not going to listen to your advice. This is not a very useful advice for me at all, you see. Now, the question is, here Ashwapati has a courage to deny what is being offered to him. The divine himself is there and is saying, take this in. He says, no, I'm sorry, I don't want that. It needs some kind of a stuff in the person, you see, to say no, even at that point, you see. And in contrast to that, he says, look, this is what you are giving. I don't want that. I want this. He's demanding now. So, at that point, was Ashwapati doing the right thing? You see, we had an opinion, my God, please, whatever you give me, I'm happy, I will accept that thing, you see, and you don't have to worry about that thing. But Ashwapati has his own firm free will. He has a capacity to decide what he wants, what he should have. It is not by somebody else, things are going to be decided for him. I want this. He has a free will of his own, and his free will is of a different type than the free will of the divine himself. The divine has a free will. You take this. Spontaneously is being offered, and he is exercising his own free will. I don't want that, I want this. See? Yes.
What I find intriguing is that Divine Mother is telling him that if it came now, it would be too early.
Yeah, but he says he doesn't say it. He knows that it's too early. Things will be trampled, things will be destroyed. It will be a disastrous path. Also, you are impatient. She's telling all that thing. In spite of that, he is exercising his free will. He is exercising his free will. That is most important. Now, does it mean that there is a kind of a clash between the free will of the Divine Mother and the free will of Ashwapati? It may apparently look like that she is saying something and this man is saying something else. Is there a conflict? Is there some kind of a contradiction between the two? That is the question which one could perhaps ask. But I will say that that is also not a contradiction. That is also not a contradiction, because when one is absolutely free, then that freedom allows different possibilities in truth to express. Truth can express like this, can express like this, can express like this, can express like this. All those are possibilities of truth in different manner. And the possibility, one possibility is not in contradistinction with another possibility. There is no conflict between one possibility of truth against another possibility of truth. So that way, there is no real contradiction in the sense between the free will of Ashwapati and the advice which is being given to him, you see. Because in the truth dynamism, every play is a truth play and it has its own truth value. So whether I should follow this or I should follow that, that contradiction does not arise there as it arises in our mental scheme of things, you see. So when Ashwapati is asserting that, he is really exercising the full free will because of his identification with the truth itself. That is the greatness of Ashwapati's yoga, you see. And he says, sorry, I don't want that, you please do this. That is one way of looking at it. The other way, if you want to be a little emotional and all that kind of a thing, you can say, look, he is meeting the Divine Mother. He is meeting his own mother. The child will always say, Mother, no, I don't want this, I want this dish, I want that dish. And she will oblige, you see. I don't like this dish, I want this dish particularly, you see. And she will oblige, you see. One could say even that. But basically, from the spiritual angle, it is the possibility of free wills in the truth dynamism. And it is all permitted, you see. Therefore, he says, he asks the Divine Mother, he prays to her, O truth defended in thy secret sun. You are up there, you are defended there. Nobody can go and attack you there. You see. Voice of her mighty musings in shut heavens. Yes, you are speaking there, but heavens are shut from here. You can't hear. On things withdrawn within her luminous depths. O wisdom splendor. He is addressing her by different names. Yeah, we have got, our Chandi Mahatmya, Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Mata Rupena Samsita, Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupen. She is addressing as Mother, as Shakti, as Shanti, by various names. So in that manner, Ashwapati, this is something like a Chandi Stotra, you see, in that sense, you know. O truth defended in thy secret sun, voice of her mighty musings in shut heaven, on things withdrawn within her luminous depth. O wisdom splendor, mother of the universe, creatrix, the eternals, artist bride, linger not long with thy transmuting hand. Don't stay too long behind those shut heavens. Press only vainly on one golden bar of time, as if time dare not open its heart to God. Time has to open its heart to God. Then only things can happen here. Then he says, O radiant fountain of the world's delight. Yes, the delight of the world comes from that source. She is the source of all delight here, of all happiness here. World free and unattainable above. O bliss, who ever dwells deep hid within, while men seek thee outside and never find. Mystery and muse with heretic tongue, incarnate white passion of thy foes, mission toward some living form of thee. So that is the kind of a compulsion he is making to her. Please send some form of you upon the earth. Mystery and muse with heretic tongue, incarnate, take birth, human birth. The white passion of the fool, mission toward some living form of the one moment filled with thy eternity. So let earthly moment itself be flooded with your eternity. Let thy infinity in one body live. All knowledge wrap one mind in seas of light. All love throb single in one human heart. Immortal, treading the earth with mortal feet, all heaven's beauty crowd in earthly limb. Omnipotence, girdled with the power of God, movements and moments of a mortal will, pack with eternal might one human hour, and with one gesture change all future time. It is the future, new future will come just by your gesture. Let a great word be spoken from the heights, and one great act unlock the doors of fate. Now, of course, it is fate which is preventing things to happen. Let that be opened out and you come here. Now, in other words, he is definitely compelling her mortal birth. Ashwapati is compelling her mortal birth. That is exactly what we have got. A world's desire compelled her mortal birth, with which the yoga of Ashwapati begins here. He is compelling her mortal birth. Ashwapati was carrying the desire of the world to the Supreme Mother, and he's saying, please, 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 you must come here and take birth here. Then only the doors of fate can be opened out. Not until then, you see. Now, here he has addressed the Divine Mother in various ways. Truth, creatrix, wisdom, splendor, eternal bright, radiant fountain, bliss, mystery and muse, all knowledge, all love. He is addressing by various names to her. And he is soliciting her birth in his creation here. Actually, this is exactly what we have here in Shevandu's, that little book, The Mother. She condescended to pass the portals of the birth, that is the death. She condescended. She is accepting the prayer of Ashwapati to take the mortal birth. It is only because of that things can really move forward from this point onward. Now, there are certain stipulations he has made how she should come, in what manner she should come, what she should be. One moment filled with eternity. That is one. Let infinity receive in one body. All knowledge, let it be in one mind. All love, let it throb in the heart. And then, immortal treading the earth with mortal feet, all heaven's beauty, crowd in earthly limbs. The physical also should be crowded with the limb. Omnipotence, girdled with the power of God. Movements and movements of mortal will, pack with eternal might one human hour, and with one gesture, etc. Now, in response to that, of course, she is now going to give him the boon. His prayer sank down in the resisting night. Obviously, the night will not be happy when he is offering such a prayer, because the prayer is by a yogi and the prayer is going to be granted, and therefore night would not accept that situation. His prayer sank down in the resisting night, oppressed by the thousand forces that deny, as if too weak to climb to the Supreme. But there arose a white consenting voice. The spirit of beauty was revealed in sound. Light floated round the marvelous vision's brow, and on her lips the martyr's joy took shape. She is now addressing to Ashwapati, O strong forerunner, I heard thy cry. Strong forerunner. He is the son of force. Amrutasya putra, as the Veda says, son of immortality. Strong forerunner. I heard a cry, and then suddenly she starts reciting what shall happen. One shall descend and break the iron law. Yes, there have been difficulties here. The iron law here stands firmly for the rule of death. It is that law which will be broken up. And he says iron law. See, in the Indian Sanskrit word for death is yama, which means law. Which means law, basically, you see. So, yes, that law will be broken. That will be removed totally. And she says, one shall descend. Obviously, she is not going to say, who is that one? I shall descend. She doesn't say that. She cannot descend. She herself cannot descend. She is the transcendental. She will always remain in the transcendent. One, a part of me, my emanation, my power. It is that who will descend. And she does not give the name to that, but because she is beyond names and forms. She is in the transcendent, a rupa, a nama. She is that person is without name and form, and therefore one shall descend. Very clever also to say that. To say later on when she steps into time, as we have seen in the next book, Savitri steps into time and then she acquires name. She becomes Savitri. That one becomes Savitri after her birth in time here. At this moment, that one stands for the divine Savitri, the transcendental Savitri. One shall descend and break the iron law, change nature's doom by the lone spirit's power. This is exactly what Ashwapati had asked. You see, now there is a comparison. There is a one-to-one list. He has given his recipe, his list, checklist. And she's answering point by point the checklist, you see. Yeah. One shall descend and break the iron law, change nature's doom by the lone spirit's power, a limitless mind. He had asked no about mind. Uh, she now what kind of mind she will have, see. A limitless mind that can contain the world, a sweet and violent heart of ardent calms, moved with the passions of the gods shall come. So this will be her spirit, this will be her mind, this will be her heart. She is now narrating each part of it like that, you see. A limitless mind that can contain the world, a sweet and violent heart of ardent calm, moved by the passions of the gods shall come. All mights and greatnesses shall join in her. Now, by the way, I was telling you about now ardent calms. He is using plural calms. It's not single calm. Ardent calm. Now, the only way of understanding it is each quality, each spiritual quality has its own kind of a calm. The calm of knowledge, the calm of love, the calm of joy, the calm of beauty, the calm of power, the calm of strength. Each one has its own quality. The calm of knowledge is not the same thing as the calm of love. Each has its own separate nature and quality, and therefore ardent calm, she is eager to have those calm. Ardent calm, more with the passions of the gods shall come. All mights and greatnesses shall join in her. Beauty shall walk celestial on the earth. Delight shall sleep in the cloudnet of her hair. See, this is a very romantic picture. See, this lady is also very romantic. Yes, she will have a cloudnet of hair, and in that delight will sit like a bird. You see, beauty shall walk celestial on the earth. Delight shall sleep in a cloudnet of her hair, and in her body, as on his homing tree, immortal love shall beat his glorious wings. You see, that is how she will come here. She really loves perfect shrine. That is what we heard earlier. Savitri is described as the perfect shrine of love. See. So, immortal love shall beat his glorious wing. A music of griefless things shall wave her charm. The harps of the perfect shall attune her voice. So that is what the way the perfect will play their music. It is to that her song also will be attuned. The streams of heaven shall murmur in her love. Her lips shall be the honeycombs of God. Her limbs his golden jars of ecstasy. Her breast the raptured flowers of paradise. So that is the full description of the person, the one who will come. See, now the whole thing is quite logical also, sequential. She starts with the description of the spirit, then the mind, then the heart, then the physical, and all the aspects of the physical. Her voice, her limbs, her golden limbs, her breast, every detail of the physical is pronounced here. See. She shall bear wisdom in her voiceless bosom. Strength shall be with her like a conqueror's sword, and from her eyes the eternal bliss shall gaze. A seed shall be sown in death's tremendous hour, a branch of heaven transplant to human soil. Nature shall overlay her mortal step, fate shall be changed by an unchanging will. You see, he had asked, no, last sentence was, and one great act unlocked the doors of fate. And she's also ending with the same thing. Fate shall be changed by an unchanging will. So the checklist is complete, you see. You can tally back and forth, you see, all that descriptions, you see. So, in other words, she is not going to give you anything what is not asked. You are asking this, yes, this will be given. She is not going to give anything extra. Now she is full. Now she is going to withhold anything back from you, you see. So the responsibility lies on us what to ask. Yeah.
It seems to me that she is also like getting back to her own words.
Yeah.
Before it is moveless, there stands a high, unchanging will.
Yeah.
And now again, she's
The
taking
unchanging
up that
will, exactly.
she's bringing him back.
Yeah, that's right.
Her
Yeah.
unchanging
Yeah,
will.
yeah.
Changed by an unchanging.
By an unchanging will.
So it's been a real negotiation.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's true. See, it's very well knit. Let me see. Now, he is describing in great detail. You see, mind, the spirit here disposed of in one line, mind practically in one line, heart in two lines. But he is giving a very elaborate description of her body, her physical nature. 4, 5, 6, 7 lines are devoted specifically to her physical description. Beauty, love, joy, honeycombs of God, her hair, her limbs, everything, her breast, everything is described fully, completely. You see. So there is a sort of a purposefulness in giving the description of the physical in great detail. You see. And that is exactly what he wanted also. He has, in a sense, what it means is that her work, her coming here, is concerned not so much with the spirit, not with the mind, not with the heart, but with the physical. He is coming here for the work of physical transformation, for establishing something on the physical level. That is the entire thrust of the prayer, and that is what the boon is granted completely to her. And then, of course, she says, she shall bear wisdom in her voiceless bosom. Strength shall be with her like a conqueror's sword. She has already given the assurance, conqueror's sword, which nothing can destroy, nothing can affect, nothing can defeat. It is like the Gita's famous line, Nainam Chintam Tishastrani, Nainam Dhati Pav. It is that kind of a sword. Nothing will destroy the weapon. Nothing will burn the soul in that sense. It is that kind of a sword. In fact, it is that sword she is going to use later on to defeat death. She has come with that conqueror's sword to defeat death eventually at the last point. And then she says, a seed shall be sown in death's tremendous hour, which is a branch of heaven transplant to human soil, etc. Now, basically, she is saying what will happen is one branch will come upon her. She is quite conscious, quite aware, quite, what shall I say, careful to say that it is not the tree will come down here, one branch. As far as the earth is concerned, one branch is enough. See, if the whole tree comes, it will be perhaps too much for the earth to bear that weight, to have all that kind of. One branch is enough. It is that which is required. It is that. The other branches are perhaps meant for other creations of heaven. As far as the earth is concerned, one branch is enough, and it is that. And he says, a seed shall be sown in death's tremendous hour. When will that tremendous hour come? That tremendous hour she is indicating already by saying that it is that hour of the death of Satyavan. In that hour, the seed of new creation will be sown. When he dies, it also means automatically, so to say, that the new creation has begun. Because Savitri is going to give him back, is going to bring him back, and the new creation will start from that point onward. So a seed shall be sown in this tremendous hour. It is that hour of death. In other words, she is also indicating here, suggestively telling us that the one who will come here, she will meet death. How she will meet death, those details she has held back here. But those details will unfold later on as when she comes here, grows up, and when Narad comes and says, after 1 year, Savitri's husband is going to die, you see. That tremendous hour has to arrive, and that is what Narad is actually declaring later on when she has grown up fully, you see, at that point. But here, the bone already incorporates in it that tremendous hour of death, which is important. Now, yes? No. Now, you say something?
5th December.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I see. Okay. You want me to talk about see, where is that the tremendous hour going to be there? I will say, as she has also forced me to say, urged me to say, this the tremendous hour is 1:25 a.m. 5th December 1950. It is in that tremendous hour the seed of new creation was sown. When she went to be true on 5th December 1950, at that time the mother was standing by his bed, and constantly from his body, the mind of light was flowing into her body constantly. And she says for several minutes, maybe for half an hour, and she says that I was feeling the friction of the passage of the force of supramental force which had gathered in his body rushing into my body. So it is that seed which he has sown in her body in that tremendous hour. And from that point onward, the work of the physical transformation the mother was carrying on began. And the immediate result of that was, of course, the descent of supermind on 29th February 1956. And later on, of course, the mother's yoga or the cellular transformation. So that is the seed which is already sown here in the tremendous hour. In the context of the epic, it is the moment of Satyavan's death in the context of the epic. In the autobiographical context, it is Shivaji's withdrawal in December 1950, that tremendous hour. And then things, of course, start rolling from that onward. Now, there is another interesting point. I don't know, she's not pointing out, but let me. She knows everything. Why don't you give me your talk? I will.
I'm not giving talk.
I will watch it.
I heard once, that's why.
Yeah. See, if you count these lines, O strong forerunner, till fate shall be changed by an unchanging will. These are exactly 24 lines. 24 lines. And not that she was counting the number of lines and then stopping with that, it happens automatically. 24 is an important number in the sense that we have exactly 24 syllables in Shivandu's Gayatri Mantra. Tat Savitur Varam Rupam Jyoti Parasya Dhimahi Yanna Satyena Dipayet. 24 syllables. In fact, Gayatri Mantra means 16 plus 8 syllables. In the first part, 16 syllables. In the second part, 8 syllables. So that is what we have here, 24 syllables. Now, the important point there is in Shivandu's Gayatri Mantra, the entire significance lies in the phrase Parasya Jyoti. Let us meditate on the most auspicious form of Savitra, Varam Rupam. That is the most important. Varam Rupam, auspicious form of Savitra, of the divine, auspicious form. Now, if you see this one, he has given maximum attention to the form part of the one who will come here, the auspicious form. Her body will be like this, her limbs will be like this, etc. The whole discussion is concentrated more on the physical part of it here, auspicious form. So that way, it is a kind of representation of his Gayatri Mantra in the utterance of the Divine Mother here. In 24 lines, the emphasis, the significance being on the Varam Rupam, the auspicious form. Let us meditate on the most auspicious form of Savitra, on the light of the Supreme, which shall illumine us with the truth. So the whole description is concentrated on the auspicious form. And then later on, things happen. You have any questions to ask? Any comments, any addition, subtraction?
This is one line that I never quite understand here in Ashwati's prayer here. When Ashwati is saying, pressed vainly on one golden
Which
bar
one?
of time.
Number?
I don't know.
Okay, this one will be.
Here, linger not long with thy transmuting hand, press vainly
Vainly,
on
again,
one
the
golden
form
bar of
bars
time.
of time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this one. Why pressed vainly?
Why press vainly?
What
Because
is this
nothing is
golden
happening.
bar of time?
Nothing is happening. Yeah, vainly again bar of time, that's true. Because nothing is happening.
So he's basically telling her that you are pressing, but it's
Yeah,
just
nothing
not
is
being
happening.
efficient.
Exactly. Yeah. Vainly, that's right. Nothing is happening. Yeah. But it's too violent, too cruel of him to say.
Disrespectful.
Too cruel of him to say that, or too bold of him to say that.
Also, I'm just like the image of this
Really?
golden bar of time.
Yeah, I follow.
Is she fiddling on a?
Yeah, and things are not moving at all. It means that. See, later on you say, the sages have come and gone, things have remained the same. Avatars have come and gone. In fact, there is a statement there later on. Avatars have come and gone, nothing has happened.
I'm just like the image of this bar. I'm not quite getting.
This reminds me a little bit Mother's description of the 29th of February, the golden door, which was locked. Now this is also a golden bar set on the new manifestation that is holding back.
Yeah.
So hand is there,
Yeah.
but nothing is happening. So this can be that golden bar
Yeah.
that is shutting the golden door. That's similar.
Yeah, well, but mainly it's true. It means nothing is happening basically. And they just said, avatars have come and avatars have gone, sages are there, sages have come and gone. Repeatedly we have seen in Savitri 2 or 3 times that thing. Nothing is happening, nothing is moving forward, you see. It goes on. In fact, that's the whole argument of Ashwapati.
she says don't hurry, but she says
Yeah.
as if the time
Yeah,
dare
exactly.
not open its
Open
heart
door.
to,
Did not open its door. Yeah. Yeah.
So how can you just let time
Yeah.
be?
No, I understand the general gist,
Yeah,
yeah.
but I think what you
The
just
bar.
said,
Yeah,
yeah,
the golden
the
bar is
golden
that.
bar.
That's,
Bar means which is stopping.
Yeah,
Stillness.
in fact, it's what Mother broke on that.
Yeah, which is stopping. Like a cage or whatever to call it. It is stopping, you see. Living thing. Actually, later on, we have same kind of description also. A wonderful face looked out with deathless eyes. A hand was seen drawing the golden bars. That guard the imperishable secrecies.
There.
there is the golden bar.
See?
No.
A key turned in a mystic lock of time. See?